Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Finally, yeah, I don't have a formal intro, which is gonna we just go with it.
Okay.
Finally, it's been so long, been planning
I
this.
think it's been almost a year, no?
More than a year, dude.
Yeah.
More than a year.
And
Uh, met you first, what, like 2 years ago?
yeah, 2023, I
When did
think.
you join CFC?
2023, Feb.
2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when, I met
Yeah.
you first, and then
Yeah.
no, I started the podcast like a year ago, year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you started the podcast is when you
Well, yeah, when I first
told.
dropped the idea, but then yeah, you were all around and
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
moving, and now you're back
Yeah.
in Kochi slash Kottayam
Yeah. Between
shuttling.
so weekends in Kottayam and weekdays in Kochi.
Okay,
Yeah.
how's that? Like from Bangalore?
It is it's
You can be honest. You can be
adjusting.
unfiltered over here, by the way.
I am adjusting, but I do like being like where I know the native tongue rather than
Right.
being in Bangalore and not knowing Kannada and then and I don't know Hindi, so I struggle.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, so I struggle, but kind of like being in Kochi, but I do miss the city, like being
The city,
able to
yeah, hustle
have
and bustle, yeah.
everything that you want and kind of
Yeah.
that. Kottayam is very slow and it's nice when you're like trying to relax, but otherwise it's too boring.
Do you you can try getting some meditation done in
Yeah,
Kottayam,
yeah.
like a
It's
lot
it's
of
a very
meditation.
nice block all the noise, get
Right,
rejuvenated over the weekend and come back. But
right.
I think you can do max 2 to 3 days and then you're done. Rejuvenation's all done.
Yeah. Did you get in Bangalore? Did anyone get in your face because you didn't speak the language or anything?
Not really, but it's like communicating with like the maid and certain things like
Right,
when you're selling, buying those things and people don't know what you're talking about and then you sound like this
right.
cliche person. Oh, you don't know Hindi.
Yeah, that's become an equal thing now.
Yeah,
It's either
yeah,
Hindi and Kannada have become I can't
yeah.
imagine not knowing either in Bangalore.
And then I think for a period I was in Delhi for a month and a half, almost 3 months, I think. And everybody spoke Hindi. They taught in Hindi, and I was just struggling. There
How
was
did you
only
get by in Delhi without knowing Hindi, dude?
I
Dude, that would have been horrible.
felt bad for every person that is there and doesn't know the language.
I think that would be only you. I don't think there's anybody in Delhi who doesn't know Hindi.
Yeah, I struggled.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. You must be kind of glad to be back. At least on that front, must be glad to be back in Kerala.
yeah. On the language front, definitely.
Right. But the pace should be a little annoying.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. So what are you doing nowadays? What are you up to nowadays?
So I am trying. I'm freelancing. So I'm trying to build a community where I get women to start strength training,
Okay.
which is what I'm basically doing right now. So I've
Okay.
started an online class for women, so people outside of Kerala can also come train.
Okay.
And I do offline as well.
Okay.
So I've just started one batch at Soul Wellness for women.
Mm.
These are women who drop their kids off and they have this time between 10 to 11.
Right.
So I take one batch there.
Okay. Okay. So is it mainly focused on that age group, or is it just any woman who's free at any time they can join?
Yeah, any woman looking to get fit, start strength training, that's for them.
Okay. Okay. Is it just strength training, or are you offering dietary advice or?
Um, just strength training right now.
Okay. Okay. And you're offering it at this particular gym, or you're just doing it in multiple?
So right now I'm just doing it at Soul Wellness, but I
Okay.
do look to expand. Like once I get the number, I kind of want the people to come to me rather than me being at multiple places. Makes the workload less.
Easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to take some time to build the community for women, especially because it's so intimidating to go into a gym and start training and things like that, especially for women.
Correct.
And most women think that it's not for them or I can't lift weights. It's attached to being a man. So
Right.
so to get women to show up to a gym is very hard. So trying to create a space where it's a woman doing a class and you watch other women doing it, women of all shapes and all sizes and all backgrounds. And then if you see oh, if they can do it, maybe I have that chance. So that's the mentality I'm working around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you often hear, especially in families, when the women talk, because my wife, she works out, right? And she constantly gets a lot of flack from her aunts and mom, and I was like, your problems, whatever pain you're getting is because you're going to the gym. You don't need to go to the gym. Stop going to the gym. Blah blah blah. So they keep telling these girls, and I feel they keep telling themselves, don't go to the gym. You don't need to go to the gym. This the same dialogue. Is it like, do they keep telling? Is it like they're trying to convince themselves that they don't need to go to the gym? Is because they're like afraid to go in there, or they just, it's like a completely alien thing?
I think it's because you don't know. I guess in this sense, it's ignorance is bliss. Unless you experience what like strength training or the gym can do for you
Right.
firsthand, like
Okay.
unless you've lifted and you've seen how your mood changes, how like there are so many things that happens hormonally as well for women
Okay,
when
I
you
mean, you
when
mind
you
telling like some of the benefits, like
yeah.
especially Indian women?
So after the age of 30, you definitely lose bone density as you age for both men and women, but rapidly for women.
Okay.
And losing bone density, the only way you can fix that is by strength training. And women have fluctuations in mood and hormones and things like that. The only way that this can be regulated is by a healthy lifestyle and lifting. So you have to lift on a minimum of 3 days a week and do some form of cardio. This is for everyone in general. But if you can do this, for women especially, you can regulate your hormones
Okay.
and the hormones that get released after you lift, you're generally more happy.
Okay.
I can't tell you the number of women that train with me personally that come and say like, I don't know. So I asked them like, what do you find when you're like training? Have you found any difference since you started training? I'm like, I'm just generally happy. I get to sleep on time. I feel a sense of accomplishment. This is all dopamine, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like, if you're not getting this from something healthy, what are you getting this dopamine from? And
Right.
this dopamine is crashing from things that are unhealthy. So women who haven't experienced this in a healthy form would obviously say like, you don't need this and you'll find fault in this. But the thing is, you can find fault in anything that you do. There's always a good thing in what you do and there's a bad thing in what you do. So I guess like people who haven't experienced gym per se would say, would attack it and say, you're getting injured because of the gym. No matter what you do in life, you can trip and fall and you can still get injured, but
Right.
you wouldn't classify that because you don't know it, right?
Right.
So it's a classic case of ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. Dude, at a very basic level, if nothing else, and this is something which I've realized in the past couple of months, because when I really cut, dude, you can look in the mirror and see abs. It's like I see abs and I'm like, wow, that feels so good. And then you get compliments from people like, you've pulled down, you look nice. Wow, what have you been doing? Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, at a very basic level, that in itself is a huge dopamine high. Like you feel so good about
Yeah.
yourself. You generally will be happier. And the more often you do it, is just you can't go through like 2 days without working out. Even after like when I'm traveling, 2 3 days, couple of days without working out,
Yeah.
and I'm back. I'm like, I need to get back to the gym. I need to get back to the gym.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been eating trash and you've been sleeping in odd time during trips or whatever. Need to get back. So I think like, once you get into that cycle, it'll just happen. But that first couple of months for people to get into it, I think like say men and women. I mean, this is what I feel. That is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And
Definitely. I think working out always is it's about like being in a routine and getting into a discipline. And the minute that routine is gone, it's tough to like stay like you fight so hard to stay in that. Okay, I wake up at 6 and I go to this gym at this time. And then when you're traveling, you can't do that, right? Because everything that you normally had was not there anymore. So breaking out of routine is definitely makes the workout like the whole. It's a habit that's built, and it's tough to do it when you're like traveling and when you're at a different place. Again, it takes like 2 3 days to settle and to figure out that thing. So coming back into it is always like harder,
right,
and it again takes another 3 days for you to like settle in and find your flow. And then so
right,
yeah, that is thing. But I guess having a structure with your workout where you already have it planned out, so you already know what you're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then it just comes to like, even if you're traveling, okay, this is what I've got to do. It takes out those stressors.
I mean, your body, like your brain along with your body will immediately respond a lot quicker to it.
Yeah,
Because once it's back in a familiar environment,
that's true.
right? Like even if you've been away for a week, once you're back in the gym, it's like your body immediately remembers, okay, we're gonna do this now. Okay, we're gonna do this now, and then just give it a day or two, and it's just I think your body responds a lot quicker too.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
It's easier for someone who's been training to come back into routine
Yeah,
versus.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So you always been like, how do you get into fitness? Like, let's go back to the beginning.
So actually, funny story. So when I was 9 years old, I think, or just before, like when I was 8 was when I went to boarding school, and I was a hyper kid. Like you could not get me to sit down for like
I
5
had a
seconds.
feeling you probably were.
So I would every time the bell went, I would like run around and play, running and catching with the kids, and the kids would fall, and then they complain, and I was like constantly being like, Sanjana, stop playing, sit quietly, sit in class, like just sit quietly for like 5 minutes.
Nope.
That was that was me. So I think it reached a point where I found a girl in 3rd grade who was equally as hyper as me. So we wait till the bell rings and then I have to find her and then play running and catching with her.
Right.
And then we fall and we'd be in the nurse's office and bruised and things like that. So this became a complaint among the teachers, like these two kids are too hyper. So luckily for
That's
me,
a bad thing, right? I mean, like just complaining about kids for being kids.
yeah, but luckily for me, the principal at the time was she saw this as like, okay, they just have too much energy, we just have to utilize that energy. She didn't see that as a problem.
Right.
So she called us, and then I thought, this is that moment you get that TC, and I had no idea what TC meant when I was 8 years old. I thought it was like,
Just a dread
take
thing.
care.
Take care. Technically, which it is. It's like, take care,
Take care.
bye.
Now you go
Bye.
back home. So we were discussing, like, I think when they're going to give us TC, the principal wants to come. We're like discussing and like walking up to her, and it was in the basketball court. So she's like, you both are going to stand behind this line, and from here you're going to run as fast as you can to the other end of the wall and touch the wall and come back. We're like, huh? And they're like, that's it. We can do this. So then we were standing and then we were pushing each other and like we touched the wall and came back. And she's like, you two can run. So from tomorrow onwards, 6 a.m. I'll see you at practice with the seniors. We're like, what? 6 a.m. And then like, so in boarding school you have a routine and there are things that you do. So when you're in the junior dormitory, there's a separate junior dormitory and a senior dormitory. So we were still juniors. And I think the junior, sub-junior level, the first level of athletes start only once you're like 10, 11. That's when kids start running. And we are still 8. So we're not even reached the sub-junior level.
Okay.
So like to come for practice is like out of the normal.
Right.
And we don't wake up at 6 a.m. and go, like there's nothing that happens. So we had to wake up before the other kids woke up at 5 a.m., get ready and like get into our shoes.
And you did that at that age?
Yeah,
like,
and
wow,
like our
really?
matron came and put us, we were like, what is this? Like we're wearing like sports clothes and we have to go in the cold. This is Ooty.
Oh, God,
So it's like really cold and we're like monkey caps and like standing in the ground. And my sister was in the 10th grade that she's like, why have you joined sports already? You're only like...
Your sister wasn't as athletically inclined.
No,
as-
this sister was, she used to do sports and she used to play basketball.
Okay.
And I always just wanted to like pin her on wherever she was.
Okay.
So like, no, now I get more time with you.
Okay.
She's like, oh God. So we used to just, we were too small to do any sort of sports or compete at that time. But so they gave us freedom to like run around and like learn the sport.
Okay.
Like learn what long jump is and learn the rules of relay and learn what 100-meter is. So we used to just come run around, do what the seniors do, and then we used to go back to our dorms.
Okay.
But this kind of prepared us like very young.
Yeah, because you were learning from
Yeah.
seniors at a very early age.
Yeah.
Right.
For like the sub-junior level and things
Okay.
like that. So I think one weekend we had a sports event. That was my first event. And I was the reserve for like whatever the senior, like the sub-junior level, the
So
senior to me kids.
For what event?
For long jump.
For long jump. Okay.
Basically, me and this tiny girl, she was even younger than me, right?
Okay.
So I was 9 and she was, I think, 8 or 7.5 or something. And we were the smallest. But we were reserved for all the other athletes.
Right,
So
right.
we didn't have a game that we played because we're not old enough to play. But we were reserved in case someone gets injured or something, we were the backup.
Okay.
So it was a holiday and everybody had gone home. And like I was in my dad's in Kottayam, so if it's just for the weekend, my dad wouldn't come pick me up. If it's only more than 4 or 5 days, he'd come. So I was in school, and they said there's an event, and since nobody's there, do you want to like do the long jump? I was like, yeah, I don't mind. Like we've been jumping into this pit for a long time, and they're like, just make sure you stand. My sister's like explaining the rules. Remember the white line? You have to step on this and then jump inside. Make sure you jump inside the pit, okay? And I'm like, okay, I got this. And that's how I did like my first event.
And you got called up even when you were on reserve. You got called up and they made you.
Yeah, and I came, I think, second or third for this event, but I was too young to compete.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, but that's because we got introduced into it like very young, and
Okay.
so then it became my event, and I got into track and field. And throughout school, I played basketball. I loved playing games over than like the track and field, but it became mandatory in my school to do track and field while you were playing basketball, because all of the athletes that could run were in basketball.
Right.
So we used to, like, it was not my passion to do.
Yeah, that was
track
pretty
and
much the same in most schools.
Yeah.
Because they need representation in these athletic events,
Yeah.
these inter-school athletic events.
Yeah.
So, like you said, most of the runners will be either like running in basketball or
Yeah,
football or
yeah.
something. It's like, pick the fastest runners from these sports and like just make them run in straight lines.
Yeah,
There,
yeah.
problem solved.
So I played track and field, but I didn't like focus so much on track and field. I was playing basketball more. But then I switched schools after 10th grade, and I went to Pallikudam in Kottayam.
Kottayam, right.
Yeah. So they didn't have basketball at the time.
Okay.
And then the only other sports option was track and field. So then I got really into track and field, and then I started competing. And so, like, this way, I was this kid who went to school to play sports. The only reason I went to school was to play sports, for no other reason. As long as there was sports in some kind, I'm like, okay, I can go study. I can do this kind of a thing. So after school, when I went to college, I did not know. Actually, I think many people don't know that, especially in Kerala, how after you finish school, you can still compete and train and move into like district level, divisional level.
Right.
And if you're still like a good athlete, you can compete, and if you're still doing well, you can make it to the Olympics and make a career out of it. See, I was not informed of any of these things when I was a kid. I just knew that, okay, till 12th standard, there are these sports, the teachers will tell you, these competitions, you can sign up and you can do.
Okay.
But after 12th, like, who is the person that's going to guide you on what competitions you can do to stay relevant, right?
Okay.
So I didn't know that. There's a big gap, even
Okay,
now,
okay.
I feel, among athletes.
Okay.
Like, after they finish 12th standard, can they still play sports? Can they still take up sports as a career if they are still good athletes? Because
Right.
as soon as you finish 12th, your parents are just about like college, you need to apply for this college, you need to get these grades, you need to go for tuitions.
Right,
know?
but it's also a bit about how lucrative it is, right?
Yeah.
So in India, except if you keep aside cricket, no other sport is like super lucrative. Like you might hockey, I suppose, if you reach on a national level, because India has a history of reaching the top spots in hockey. Cricket, of course, but other than that, say you're a field event, you're very good at I don't know, track and field or basketball or something. How lucrative is that? That's why I feel like Indian parents push you to like go study, is because you get a job and
Yeah.
you make money.
That's true. But if you are really talented at it, there is like Sports Authority of India is specializing a lot in like getting these athletes and training them. So I think they even pay them a sum to come train there. So you're still getting like, and all you have to do as an athlete, which they do in every other country, is when you're focusing to be an athlete, the only thing that you have to do is train.
Right.
And that's only then will you get to a level where you're at an Olympic level or you can go to World Championship. The gap in India is like parents don't let you because of what you said, like you don't get a job out of it. But if you do have talent and you do make it to that 1% of being exceptional, you can make a whole career out of it.
True.
Like,
Like that the javelin thrower,
Yeah.
like Neeraj Chopra. Yeah, Neeraj Chopra.
So
and,
if you do make a Olympic medal from India, like your career is set.
Yeah, but that's like, dude, imagine we're a nation of like 1.5 billion people, and you've seen our Olympic contingent, like
Yeah.
the Olympics. I'm not talking about Asian Games. The Olympics contingent for India, like compare that to say like China or the United States.
Yeah.
Like China sends like 100 to 150 people.
But this again comes down to our parents.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like
Yeah.
the system, it's a vicious circle, right? Like
Yeah.
economics, whether it's lucrative, because it's not lucrative, they don't push, but because they don't push, not enough slots.
Yeah.
So it just keeps going around.
That's true. But I feel like now in India, it's doing a lot more better than now. I don't know if you know the kind of facility that we have in SAI, Sports Authority of India. It's like top notch. There are people like the boxing, some of these UK boxers, world champions, people who've trained for Olympians, they've come down and they're like, this is better than the stuff that they have in the UK.
Oh, they train here. Or
Yeah.
they come down to train. Oh, wow.
They've hired coaches from UK,
Okay.
Olympian boxers and coaches from UK to come teach um, our students here.
Right.
And like most of these top, even the professors that are come like from Boston University, they hire the best of the best from everywhere.
Right.
And like the amount of attention they're giving to the athletes
That's
is
good.
insane. Like that's been a huge shift. But people don't know it and people don't talk about it. But like, and the only thing that these are, everything is covered. Their nutrition's covered, their strength and conditioning is covered. They have the best strength and conditioning coaches. And it's just that these athletes need to train and they need to get support to get to the level that they have to get to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's changed a lot. But lots of people think like you don't get jobs out of this, and there's nothing that comes out of doing sports. And like the safety net is to be in what get a regular job and things like that. So they don't believe that. And some athletes bloom much later. Like I think per running, I bloomed only like I don't think I actually won during school as much as I won after college.
Okay.
So only after I became 22, 23 that I got really, really good at running. But I'm sure like the years of running from school would have paid into this.
So you're still developing and growing.
Yeah.
Like you're still developing and growing. It's
Yeah.
not like you're hitting your 40s or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like even you're 22, 23,
Yeah.
your muscle's still improving and growing. And plus all those years of accumulated training and technique just coming into utilization, right?
The same thing for the kids, right? Like even if you like what is their motivation to drive them to like compete and do these things? It's a lot of things factors for them. And as a parent, if you're telling them this is not what you should be doing,
Right.
and they already like demotivated, like okay, yeah, I just want to get a regular job, I just want to fit in with the rest of the world.
Right.
So it's a lot like as an athlete becoming an elite level. And I think the most difficult thing about being an elite athlete is once you reach that level to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's staying on top.
Yeah. But the other cool thing is India is the only country in the world that offers jobs in the military and office jobs
Right,
to
right, right. To
athletes
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah.
winning in national. I don't think any other country in the world
There are
does
a couple
that.
of at CSE, there are a couple of basketball players who come there. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they're the university level basketball players, but
Yeah.
I mean post university, they're already working. Like I think three of them are working with the customs.
Yeah.
They got
That's awesome.
railways,
Right?
customs.
Because for like that this if you compare with other countries like for the US, what do you do? Like you won a couple of medals in the Olympics and now what do you do with your life? Like
But over there, like you have professional leagues to get into, especially most like team sports. Like if you have basketball,
yeah, but then what do you do when you get injured?
you're
Become a
injured,
coach.
you're done.
Oh, but what do you do? It's not like if you have a safety net job that you can
No,
take up,
yeah,
right?
correct.
So in that sense, I think India is doing a lot better than
Correct,
the
yeah,
other
that's a good thing,
countries.
yeah.
So I think they're trying to help parents to be more supportive of their athletes to become
Athletes, yeah.
like their kids to become athletes and things like that.
Right. When did you get track and field in college, and when did you get into combat sports?
Oh yeah, so second year of college, I came to Kottayam
Okay.
for holiday, and one of my friends were going for a kickboxing class, Joe Phil.
Ah, yeah.
So Joe Phil was teaching.
How do you know? How did you know Joe Phil? From
This is how I met him.
Okay.
So he was in Kottayam and he was teaching kickboxing in Kottayam.
he went for his class. Okay.
Yeah. So they said there's this really good coach and he's teaching kickboxing and you should give it a try and all that. And I was always into like learning some sort of self defense as a kid. Always pictured myself some sort of ninja.
Right.
But I never had access to like training any sort of self defense.
This is what? Which year was this? Like
This was probably 2014.
2014. Okay. So a while back. So it's like, I don't think combat sports were a big thing over
At
here
all,
back then, right?
no.
Yeah. And
So-
let alone like women going into combat.
Yeah. And then Joe was trying to explain what Muay Thai is. And I'm like, that's just kickboxing, right? And then he was like, it's okay.
It's like,
You
breathe,
know,
breathe, breathe. They don't know it.
yeah. But it was exciting for me, the whole punching, kicking thing. And I think Jofel was very impressed because I was already an athlete when I was coming in. It's like the first like female that he had who was an athlete, like someone who could do pull-ups and push-ups already. So he was also like, you can totally do this. You should like take it up and you should like start fighting wherever you are, start
Right,
training.
right.
And like he was like very
Just randomly
encouraging.
pick fights. Just randomly pick fights.
He was like very encouraging. And I was like, yeah, I got this. Yeah. And then he's like, come for training, come twice a day, do this, do this, do this. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, so I think he like drove the fire to like.
He's a good trainer though.
Yeah,
He's a good trainer.
I still think he's one of the best.
He got me also like really interested. Like
Yeah.
I like much later in life when I joined CFC when he
Yeah.
was there, and him and I are the same age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, him and I are the same age. Like, and he was jacked as hell. And I go in there looking like a cupcake. And he's like, bro, you can do this. You can do this. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you do this. But he's such a good trainer. Like, he's a
Yeah.
very good trainer.
I feel like he's so smart, and I think he watches so much tape that most coaches don't do.
Yeah.
That he can observe and pick up things and like add these tools into his training and like into how he does, and he still practices, right? So
he does.
I think he's definitely one of those best coaches for
Right.
like Muay Thai in India.
Right.
I haven't come across another
Okay.
coach better than
Okay.
him. So he introduced me to Muay Thai, and I was like very excited. And then I went to Bangalore, and he's like, you should check for like martial art gyms there. So there in Fraser Town there was a gym called Fitness Time, and they just introduced MMA, and they had this whole package where you
Is
do.
this the one on Mosque Road?
Yeah. It shut
Like
down.
on top?
Yeah. Now it's called Yo Fitness. It's a new thing altogether.
Oh, okay.
But back then it was called Fitness Time.
Okay.
And they had like a whole structure. So they had like judo classes, wrestling classes, they had jiu-jitsu classes, and Muay Thai and boxing. So it's like a schedule. 6 to 7 is Muay Thai,
Right.
7 to 8 is judo, 8 to 9 is jiu-jitsu. So they
Okay.
had like every day. So you learn all of the martial arts, and then you can compete at MMA. That was the goal of their
Right.
gym and stuff like that. And they had like 2 or 3 athletes training in for that's where I met Kantraj also.
Okay.
So they introduced me to Kantraj as like, he's a fighter, he's going to do his first debut in amateur MMA. I was like, wow, this is where I want to be and all of that. So yeah, I got like very obsessed into martial arts, I think, in college. So I would go for training. I used to go for 3 classes of MMA in the morning, and then go to college, play basketball, because if you play basketball, you can get attendance.
Right.
So I play basketball, and then I go sleep in class, and then go back in the evening, quickly eat, and then go back in the evening for
Dude,
training.
college sounded like fun for you.
Yeah, so very good. And then I had a best friend who would always help me catch up with the homework. Like, she'd always like, you have this, and you have this, and you have this. And I'm like, okay, I got this. But then most of college, I think I'd focus a lot on martial arts.
Okay.
And I did about 6 fights when I was in college.
In what, Muay Thai or
In MMA.
in MMA?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the first fight was like an amateur tournament, which I had 3 fights in one day.
Right.
And then the last fight was with this girl from Sweden who has like some 6 or 5 years of experience, and this is like me 6 months into training, and I'm like, I got this. And everyone said, don't worry, you got this. And then I didn't train jiu-jitsu as much then, because I found that sport like too intimate, and like it was not my cup of tea when I started jiu-jitsu, like when I started martial arts. And I got mauled in jiu-jitsu in that first fight. I was like, she was just like taking me to the ground and like, trying armbar, and I'm just like fighting for my life.
Did you lose that one? Or
Yeah, so that's the only fight that I've lost.
Make you tap
actually.
out or something? Like, was it?
No, it went to decision.
Oh.
But that was the only fight that I've lost, and then I came back. I'm like, okay, jiu-jitsu. It's important. It's essential. So I started training lots of jiu-jitsu after that. But so I did a lot of martial arts, and when I did this at that time, not many women were doing martial arts. So I had lots more like chances. Every time there was an MMA event, they would call me like, "There's this opportunity. Do you want to fight? Do you
Yeah,
want to
because
do
there are,
this?"
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
because I was one of the only few
Few female
doing.
fighters, yeah.
So so I quickly got like lots of chances to fight. Like now, I don't think you'd get that many that quick.
Because there are a lot more fighters out there, a lot more
Yeah.
female fighters out
Yeah,
there.
I mean, like only the best athletes would get the best
Right.
opportunities then. Now there are like lots more fights and promotions, so
Right.
you can just sign up and do a fight. But so then I got like a lot of opportunities to fight because I was one of the few. And then I got an opportunity. I went. So I was very, very, very skinny and underweight and struggling through like body image issues. Just like I was in college.
Even when you were fighting.
No, only when I started fighting was when I realized that I need to like get stronger because
Right.
the starting weight is like 48, 50
Okay.
to fight, and I'm 42. And
Okay.
these girls are like 55 cutting to 42,
Oh,
50.
dude, they throw you
so,
around.
so they can like pick me and throw me
Yeah.
easily. So I'm like, okay, I need to get stronger, I need to get stronger. And I didn't know how to get strong for MMA. So I started like I asked these trainers like what do I do, like these gym trainers, and they told me bicep curls. Like so I was on a proper bodybuilding routine.
Okay.
And now I'm burning at this phase. I'm already under eating because I was very conscious of like what my body image was. So I was not eating enough. Okay, so I didn't know that I had to eat more to be able to perform. I was burning out because I'm playing basketball, I'm doing MMA, and then before MMA, I was doing like 1 hour of gym session because my idea was to get stronger. So I had no structure in how training worked and how I can perform as an athlete. Like as an athlete, it's so important that you fuel, so important that you sleep on time, and so important like what kind of training that you're doing, right?
Right.
I didn't know any of these things, and I was just like burning, and I think I was just burning every muscle that I was putting on. And you
Right.
don't do bodybuilding workouts to get strong at MMA.
Yeah,
You just
completely
get,
different things.
Yeah, you just get like stiffer and
Yeah, go. I'll tell. Yeah, let's go on.
yeah. So like when I'm trying to do these kicks and stuff, I'm like my legs are not opening. It's like everything is so stiff, and I'm like, this just does not make sense. So I went into this mission of like I need to learn how to like convert training that's benefit. You can get stronger and you feel confident and all of these things, and how you can convert this into being an MMA athlete because I couldn't find anyone who would help me. So I started like doing certifications. I started learning. I went
Okay.
into functional training and things like that.
Right.
And while I was learning, I ended up with my sister in Hyderabad at that time.
Okay.
And that's where I took up my first job as a trainer at F45,
Okay.
which is like a functional training gym.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
F45
yeah,
was a big thing in Hyderabad and Bangalore that time. It's like functional training concept,
Yeah.
HIT concepts. But that was also not converting so much into like, as an MMA athlete. But it was still better than doing
There are
bodybuilding.
overlaps, I suppose.
Yeah.
Some overlaps.
Yeah, some overlap. So, but it definitely helped me perform better at MMA versus,
A strict
doing.
bodybuilding gym, like a
Yeah.
bodybuilding routine.
Yeah, but that's how I got into this profession, like trying
Right.
to find an answer to like, how do I get stronger? How do I like put on some muscle and things
Right.
like that. Yeah, you were going to say something more.
Yeah, so it's like this very, like two things. One is this very common question when you tell somebody like, I've been going to the gym. It's like the normal question they ask like, especially in Malayalam, they're like, oh, muscle undum കാണാനില്ലല്ലോ. It's like, it's like going to the gym does not necessarily mean big muscles. There are different reasons why a person can go to the gym. There are different kinds of workout, and it's just explaining that to a lot of people is so annoying after a while.
Yeah, I think the biggest burn is when people are like, oh, ഇത്ര മാസം ജിമ്മിൽ പോയിട്ട്
Yeah,
ഇതുവരെ
yeah.
സിക്സ് പാക്ക്
Yeah, ഇതിന് six pack ഇല്ലല്ലോ. ഒരു അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. It's like, dude, like,
ouch.
yeah. And another thing is and this I've seen mostly with women.
Yeah.
Mostly with women and men who are significantly overweight, not the middle, like not the average, like, and women, it's like at every weight category. Lose weight means starve.
Yeah.
Lose weight means starve. It's like, no, to do that. Like my mom is doing that right now. Like,
Yeah.
she's got a trip coming up. She's going to the Everest base camp. And she's like, oh, I'm only going to eat 2 meals a day now. I'm like, that is not going to help you.
Yeah, I think like for a layman person who does not know how the science works, is just like, it's simple. Eat less means you lose weight. If you want to lose weight, just eat less. But there's a lot more. I think there's one thing that the one thing that you cannot buy is respect for how you maintained your body, right?
Yeah. It's
And
earned. It's truly earned.
yeah,
I mean, you have to create it. It's the one thing which you cannot
yeah,
pass on from generation to. You cannot
yeah.
buy it with money. Yeah, that's
And
totally right.
even if you have the best genetics in the world,
Yeah.
you still have to be disciplined in some form or some kind. So it's not. There's a lot of science that goes behind. Being a certain size or putting on muscle or losing muscle per se. And definitely, I think the word calorie deficit, everybody in the world knows about it, but they don't know how the concept of calorie deficit works.
Right.
Most people in India think losing weight means starving yourself. And they think that fitness or health means equals losing weight, because people only take up health and fitness when they reach a time where health has affected them.
Yeah.
Like so either the knees are paining, or like
Yeah,
some
body's thrown
reports,
out some sort of red flag, some
yeah,
sort of
yeah, some sort of
signals.
red
Yeah.
flags. Either your like report has come saying you have
Yeah.
fatty liver now, you look like you have high cholesterol, so
Yeah.
okay, now you have to start going to the gym. So like okay, that means I have to eat less and start working out, and things will get. That's what people think lifestyle is about. But here's the thing that I've learned of late is that there are people who are not taking care of their health and they are categorized as unhealthy. There are people that go to the gym, and there are people who overdo gym who are also unhealthy. So we
Right.
have two
Extremes.
extremes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people who I say are being in a calorie deficit for too long are also in this group where you're not healthy.
Yeah, because you're constantly
Yeah,
tired.
yeah. You have all these symptoms of like calorie deficit for too long. Is you're feeling fatigue, you don't feel motivated to go to the gym, like simple tasks are getting you exhausted.
Right.
You feel like eating, you're getting angry, you're getting agitated. All of these things are like these are red flags. This is simple way of showing. So most people who work out go like layman people who go to the gym, they start working out, they get into like a heavy calorie deficit, 500 calories, 600 calorie deficit. So they go into the gym, they start working out, and they're doing this deficit, and everything's working. 1 month is great. You see that the weight has gone down 2-3 kgs, and like you're very motivated. And then the next month happens. And this is where all of these red flags flare up, right? You're in a calorie deficit. It's been 4 weeks.
Right.
In 4 weeks, you've been in a heavy deficit, right? Now you're starting to get tired. So you cannot cheat your body. Your body, the minute it realizes that you're in a deficit, too much deficit, and for too long, it starts thinking that you're starving. So what your cells does it, every food that you're consuming,
Right.
it starts to save up as energy, because it thinks that this person's not going to get food. We're not going to get food. What are
Yeah,
we going to do?
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like preservation for your body, right?
It goes in a
So,
survival mode.
yeah. So that's when you start seeing a stagnation on the weight scale.
Right.
So you're still following the deficit, you're still following the plan, you're still working out, and then you get frustrated and you're like, okay, now I think I have to feel more uncomfortable in the gym, because unless I feel uncomfortable, I'm challenging myself, the weight's not going to move. So you start doing more stuff. And then these red flags start flaring up even more. But
Right.
it's because you're not fueling enough. Okay, and if you really want to see like your body getting toned and your body to put on muscle and that lean look that you like so desire, this is the time that you're supposed to be fueling, which means you have to go off your deficit and go into maintenance calories, right? That
Right.
means you have to eat more. And it's so amazing when you find that safe spot where you're at maintenance calories, because at this time you're like, maybe the number on the scale won't change, but your body is changing. You see, like you're getting more muscles, you feel energetic, and you feel like you can do more stuff. You're lifting heavier. The numbers on the scale, numbers on the track, like you're lifting, deadlift numbers are going up, your squat numbers are going up. Everything is working out because you're fueling more,
Fueling more. Yeah.
and you're not starving your body, and you're not in the calorie deficit. Okay, so now after fueling and you've reached these certain numbers, you can go back into a deficit. That's
Right.
how you go into a cut, and that's how you get into into that aesthetic goal that you're getting into. And if aesthetics is not your goal, you can still be in maintenance calories. And if bulking is your goal, go into surplus.
Right.
So now you're adding healthier food, but you're also putting on muscle. And now your problem will be like, there's too much food. I don't know how to get all of this food in. And that's the new problem.
I think like what happens with most people is when you start working out, they're usually out of shape.
Yeah.
Right. Most in India, most people hit the gym in their maybe late 20s or
Yeah.
like early to mid 30s,
Yeah.
it's when the years of irresponsible eating and drinking, that is college,
Yeah.
start piling up, and your body's recovery rate starts slowing down once you hit your 30s, right? Like I keep
Definitely.
telling my younger cousins who are like in their mid 20s, they're
Just
like,
wait till you hit
they,
30.
they can eat like a tub of mayonnaise and they look fine. They can drink and they're still fine. I'm like,
Yeah.
just wait till you hit your 30, 31. Like right now your body's going to heal like Wolverine. As soon as you hit your 30s, it was like, it's going to come back with interest. Then we're like, okay, time to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And that's when they go to the gym. So once they get into a diet or a workout wherein they actually start seeing results, they just stick with that.
Yeah. It's
They don't realize the long-term effect of going on that particular cut or going on that, like that calorie deficit or that particular workout.
Yeah.
So,
And I feel like this is when I tell people about, like, most trainers do not educate
dude, most
their
trainers are
clients.
not entirely well educated
Yeah.
themselves.
But they also do not inform clients, like, you cannot be in a calorie deficit for more than 4 to 6 weeks. Okay.
Right.
But now, even though I know this and I tell a client that who's trying to lose weight, hold on, you have to be patient this month because we're going into maintenance. You might not see changes in the scale. They immediately panic. No, 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 it's okay. I'll follow the diet. I'll stick to the plan. I'm ready to, like, I can follow the same thing. And then I'm like, you're feeling tired. I see that you're not able to move. You need to go back into maintenance. They like immediately panic. They think that because weight loss is a long-term goal. If you want to be, this is something that you want to keep the weight off for a long time, there's a plan. It's not going to happen over 1 month of training. It's not going to happen in 2 months of training. If you're doing 1 month of deficit and we're going back into maintenance, you're not going to be able to lose numbers on the scale in this month. Maybe it's even going to go up,
Right.
right? But nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to see my, okay, I'm working so hard, I'm coming to the gym and I'm doing, nobody wants to trust the process of like what this can do for you.
Okay.
So that's another thing with people, like it's a mindset kind of a thing that you
It
have to
is,
like
it is. Yeah.
educate them and like tell them. I'm currently working with a client who she has been in a calorie deficit, I think her entire life, because she's like currently overweight. So she says, I don't eat breakfast because I'm trying to lose weight. I have only 2 meals
I
a
think
day.
it's so frustrating for that person, dude. I feel so
Yeah.
bad.
And then like I eat only 2 meals a day, and even dinners I skip. So I just have like a lunch, and
A
I
fruit.
I love fried food. So sometimes I order food from outside, and then I eat this meal, and then I feel so upset that I ate this meal that I skip my dinner, and
Oh.
I'm like struggling with weight loss this way. And this, to be honest, is a lot of women. Okay, it's not just like this is the average Indian women that goes through this process. They think they want to be a certain way, they want to look a certain way, so they starve themselves, but they're struggling to be. And then she says that, so what happens is I try working out and I'm like watching my diet a lot, but I go for like one function and I eat like 3 meals, and then everything that I worked out for, like, and it comes back, like the weight's back, and I'm not able to lose weight. So like now if I have to tell her, okay, we're doing a calorie deficit. So now that she's been in a deficit, I have to start her with a maintenance calorie, right?
Right.
Like I have to tell her you need to fuel yourself, that your hormone
Okay,
regulate.
but that is like against everything she's been
Yeah,
doing. So like mentally,
exactly.
it's such a difficult thing
Yeah,
for her to do. Like, what
yeah.
do you
So
mean
she's
eat
like,
more?
she's like, I will lose. I'll put on weight if I eat more. If I eat how much you're telling me to eat, you are going to put on weight, but you have to trust the process. It's like immediate
You
panic
just tell
because
them like, listen, you want to learn how to swim. You cannot do that by not getting into the water. You
yeah.
need to get into the water to learn how to
But
swim.
like, imagine telling this to women who
Yeah.
are trying to like struggling with weight loss for like years together, telling them you have to eat more and you have to the scale's going to go up, but just trust the process. It's so hard, right? But like she says like, okay, I'm just going to give it a month of like trying to set, but in 1 month she's not going to see, her weight's not going to go down, it's probably going to go up, and she's probably not going to lose much in terms of fat, because this whole month is just about getting back into, from your body, from being starvation mode into a regular functioning healthy human being. And if you don't see results in this first month, you're already going to lose motivation. You're going to feel like this is not working out for you, and I think I should just go back into my 2 meals and stuff. So this trust process is at least a 3 month game. You have to commit at least 3 months to, like, for me to tell you like, now you're healthy. Now I can tell you that the scale's going to go down. Now that you can see that your clothes are getting looser. Look at other goals. Look at how you're feeling. Look at your moods. Look at how like your energy levels are throughout the day. These if these things are like check,
Right.
you're sleeping better, you're able to like do more things for your kids. If these things are check, you're already at a better place. Maybe you don't look a certain way right now, but it's not going to happen overnight. You've been eating crap for the last 20 years. It's not going to change over 1 month. So if you've done this for 20 years, give it at least a year to get to somewhere close to that image of what you want to be, right?
Right.
But this 1 year commitment is not what everybody's willing to give.
Yeah. Consistency also is very important, right?
Yeah. So it's really such a mental game.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, now coming back to you, when you first got into fighting, like, were they okay with it at home?
So I think my dad was very cool because he was very excited about like me learning some sort of martial arts. But then he would watch like UFC and things on
Quite
television,
brutal.
and that's very brutal. And then he's like, no, I don't want to watch my daughter do this. He's like, so he was always in like two minds about like he doesn't know if he should support me or if he should like back out of this whole thing. But my mom is like, you know, if you're happy, I'm happy, kind of. She's always been like that about everything in life. Like,
Okay.
if I tell her, Mama, this would really make me happy, she'll be like, okay, if this makes you happy, you go do it. If, like, punching people in the face makes you happy, you go do it.
Probably make them unhappy, but you'll be happy. It's fine.
But so, it was like that. But I think my mom and dad was never the issue. My issue was my sisters. My sisters were my real parents because
okay.
they're like 8 and 7 years older than me. So they make all the decisions for me.
Okay.
And my sisters, I have two sisters, and if I had to like explain what they're like, one is like Bagheera and one is like Balu.
Oh,
So
okay.
one is like very chill, and one is like, no. You have to focus. You have to get your life together. Why do you need to do this? What is the point of like? She has a lot of questions.
Right.
So every decision runs by all four of them. So I think at home, it kind of was a mix of like, no, it's not good for you. Why do you want to injure yourself?
Your
Why do you
sisters
want
were against
yeah,
it a bit.
all the time. Like, don't
Both
do
of
this.
them?
Both all the time. I think even today, if I say like I want to do a fight, they'll be like, no, I thought you quit. Why are you still doing this? Kind of a thing. So they're not supportive of it,
Right.
but they're very proud of it when once I come out of it. Like, oh, you know, my sister, she's an MMA fighter. She just won the last
I think
fight.
they're just scared you might get permanently
Yeah,
injured.
obviously it
Yeah.
comes from a place of love
Yeah.
because they just want to like look out for you and they don't want to see your sister injured. They don't see it as like, wow, it's so empowering to see you do this, and it's
Right.
any of those things. They're just family, and they're just out of a place of love that they're doing this.
Right.
So compared to like I think other homes of like, you know, you can't do martial arts, like being traditional and stuff, I think my family has been a lot more supportive.
Okay.
My dad has been in two minds always about it. He's like, if you want to do this on your own accord. Like, make your own money and do your own thing. I don't think I'm going to pay for you to go get hit in your face. So I think that's how he regulated the whole support system.
Okay.
But in the end of the day, I know that they were all proud of me. Like these things are hard, and that's so cool that you can do these
Yeah,
things, kind of thing. They were proud of me, but they were always like, you know, I don't know if you should do this types. Like,
Right.
so not fully supportive of it, I would say.
Yeah, but you've done quite well for yourself on that front. So I think it's
Yeah.
okay. Kind of.
Yeah, I think so. My sister, the one that asks a lot of questions and who always been no, uses my topic as a conversation to like when she doesn't know what to tell like colleagues at work. She's like, so my sister does MMA, and they're like, wow, that's so cool. So,
Do you want to meet us?
yeah, but yeah, in some form, they've always been proud of me, in some way supportive of like, but they've always looked out for what the greater good is. So that's how it is.
Yeah, because it is a sport which has a very high rate of like permanent like damage, especially
Yeah.
neurological damage to the head,
Yeah.
like getting
Concussion.
getting concussions, paralysis, these sort of things, like getting punched in the head over and over again is not a good idea. Not a good.
And have you watched the movie Million Dollar
$1 million,
Baby?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So my sisters watched that, and she's like, no,
Yeah,
you're not
it
doing this.
is,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, like you said, it comes from a place of love, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know we discussed that we won't get into the WWE thing, but I just want to know, like, how did you wind up in WWE?
Okay. So I think after MMA, when I was in this journey of trying to figure out how to get stronger, I was more into the gym and more into functional training. And then someone introduced me to like Devil Circuit, and then I
Right.
just tried that event
Obstacle
once.
courses, right?
Yeah, and I won it that season. I'm like, okay, wow, this is cool. I should do it in every city. And then I ended up like doing Devil Circuit, and so I like got into obstacle course racing when I was trying to get stronger. So like in this journey of like trying to get stronger and trying obstacle course races and stuff, this is like me trying to get stronger to do MMA, but I got like very into the sport, so I kind of switched from MMA into obstacle course racing. And
This is when, at what age was this?
this was when I was 25,
At 25,
26.
26. Okay.
Yeah, 25, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I got very heavy into obstacle course racing, and I took it very seriously. So I competed like, I think I did like
So like different
30.
chapters of your life, like
Yeah,
okay, this is done
yeah.
now, this is done now, this is.
So I did like 32 obstacle course races,
Okay. Okay.
and I've been on the podium for almost each one of them except for like one race, which is so. The point of saying this was not to like brag, but the point was I had built
Oh, you can brag all you want, dude.
basically I built a big profile as an
Right.
athlete by then.
Right, right.
So I did like MMA, and then I did obstacle course racing, and I was like kind of like doing really well in OCR. So WWE was coming to India for the first time for a tryout. So they were like scouting and looking for athletes. So one of my friend who was like very into like wrestling in WWE and stuff, he said like you should totally apply, you should try like send out an application. So I was like, no, I don't know if like
Did you
WWE is.
follow WWE till then?
So my dad was a big fan of WWE,
Okay.
so he used to watch and I used to watch with him because
So you knew like the stars
yeah,
and all
yeah,
like
yeah.
growing up.
I knew I watched it a lot with my dad.
Some
but-
of them were pretty famous household names like The Rock and Stone
yeah,
Cold
yeah.
Steve Austin.
Like I knew all of them. I knew all of the athletes. I watched the
Right,
shows. Like
right.
I watched like episode for episode with my dad.
Okay, okay.
But I always thought like, oh man, like I don't know if this is something that I would ever get
Right,
into
right, right.
types.
Yeah.
And I kind of categorized back then. I kind of categorized this is like not a real sport.
Right.
And I'm a real athlete and I work very hard and I didn't.
Very commonly happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure like people.
Even a lot
do.
of people still do.
Yeah, I'm sure people still do right now. But now, being experienced it, I can still say WWE is way, way harder than doing an MMA fight.
I was actually going to ask you that, like, that hard.
I would stand for it. Like, I would say, like, doing a wrestling match with WWE specifically is way harder than doing an MMA fight
Right.
because of many reasons. But it's like the number of falls that you take, and it's like very hard on the body.
Plus, it's 365 days in a year, right? It's
Yeah.
your life on the road.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Fighters, like, you fight now, and then you have a little time off to prepare for the next fight. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you're in UFC or something.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like seasons, off seasons, and
Yeah, these guys don't have off seasons.
and yeah, and it's not so much about putting on a show when it's like when you're fighting MMA, but this is like you have to get people to love you or
Yeah.
get people
Oh,
to
yeah,
hate
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah,
and so it's like a lot of pressure to like be able to be that too.
The theatrics aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like wrestling is a lot harder than being MMA, and I don't think anybody would agree till you've actually done a full match and you've experienced what goes into doing this. So, but going back to what was the question that you asked?
And like, how did you get into WWE? Like,
Yeah.
the audition, you applied for
so
it.
my friend applied for me because
wow, okay.
So he sent out a form with like he's like just send me a resume, and then he like put stuff, and then I think he sent out an application. So there were like 3,000 applications for this WWE tryout, of which 77 to 90 athletes got picked for the tryout, and they interviewed a bunch of them. They called people. It was like such a huge process to just get into the tryout. Okay.
Did they make you do physical tryouts at some point, or was it just based
So
on your
this was
application?
so they took applications, then they called these people, and they like they interviewed them, and they checked, like they filtered the athletes a lot before they took him. But they did this mostly in the north. Okay.
Right.
Like most of the athletes that they caught, there were only two of us from the south, me and Ankita. Ankita's a bodybuilder.
Right.
So they checked both our applications, and then they just called us and sent out an email saying we have a tryout in Mumbai, and we just went for the tryout. So I called up my sisters, my anchors, and then I said, so WWE sent out this thing and they said that this is a tryout. I have no idea what I'm walking into. I have no idea. Because I just saw this on screen and I've seen it on screen. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
even now people think like, you know what, this is like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but I never thought that I'm
Am I
going to
going to be
be.
hit with a chair?
And so I had no idea like what I'm walking into. So I'm like, do you think I should do this? Do you think I don't even think I'll get selected. Like, do you think I should go for this? And then, so I think the best advice both of them gave me was, you know, just go into this being you. Don't change who you are. Don't be extra. Don't do too much to like just get selected. Just be who you are authentically.
Okay.
And if you get picked because you were you, then you don't have to change who you are at WWE.
Absolutely,
You can
yeah.
just be who you are.
Yeah, right.
But if you are going to be like so extra just to get selected, and then you have to
Inauthentic,
put
yeah,
up
you have to put up that face all the
yeah,
time.
all
Yeah,
the time.
right, right.
So like go there, be open to it. Like if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So I was like, okay, that's good advice. So I went there with like an open mind of like, I don't know what I'm walking into. Like, what is this? What would my job be? Like, what is expected out of me, kind of a thing.
Right.
And it's a 4-day intense tryout. Okay, like a 4-day, 6-hour thing, 6 hour of like physical activity.
Right.
And there are so like WWE compared to like other jobs are like people dying to get into that. Like you don't like people going there to work because this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, you become instant celebrities, right?
Yeah.
You're coming on TV. If you can come on TV,
Yeah,
it's,
and so like everybody at this tryout, this is like their dream to be there, to
imagine,
be
yeah.
become this person. It's like auditioning to become The Rock, right?
Yeah, that's what they want to
Yeah,
be, right?
yeah. So this is like everyone's like on their best behavior, trying everything that they can, best costumes, best things. Like I didn't even know that I had to bring a costume.
Oh,
like,
shit. Oh.
so I was
And-
like, I had to bring a costume. Like, what is my costume? I have to bring a gimmick. Like, I had no idea. Like, you have to bring a gimmick and all of that. So, I just went there. So the first 3 days, actually, all 4 days were like physical activities. But on the second day, you had to like cut a promo. And this was another thing that I didn't know. Like, I just saw like on TV, like these guys are like always bickering amongst each other. But I don't know what went into being. And I didn't know like I had to audition to like be those people as well. So I had no idea what I was walking into. But you know, the people there knew like India was not very aware, so they were like
a little more lenient on that
lenient
aspect.
and
Yeah,
easy
right, right.
on all of those things. So all the physical stuff, because I was already an athlete, I was like already doing well. But I was not getting noticed by any of the coaches because there was nothing like, you know, extra charismatic about me. So like in the physical tryouts of like, so they had this thing where you come into a ring and they ask you to do like one thing. So it'll be as simple as you do a front roll and you stand up. So before, we were not recognized by names, we were recognized by numbers. So my number was 63 or something. So they say, before you get in, put your hand up, say your number, be charismatic, get into your character, and then do a roll and go. So you know how people were so extra when they had to like do, my name is this, and like they're like in character. No? I'm just like 63 and go. So like every time like I did my role, they like, your role is good. Like show some personality. And I'm like,
This is my personality.
and like the coaches would advise me like, don't be shy, don't be like all, you know, bring out your personality, show us who you are, say your name boldly, like say your number boldly and things like that. And people would do like different things and like innovative things about like, it's like simple tasks like front roll, back roll, take a bump, these things. But then you have to like try to make yourself seen. And all of
Right.
them were trying very hard to make myself seen. I was just like, you know, I just want to be able to get
This
through
was during the trials in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Right.
So for my tryout, I was just like very quiet, like nobody would even notice that I was there. But it's just like simple things like we all had to like lie down on the floor, and when they say up, there's a technical stand up. I think
Right.
you're familiar with technical stand up in MMA, no?
No. I mean,
So-
go on for the audience.
So something like where you lie down on the floor and you have to like get up only on the right side,
Right.
and there's a particular way you stand up and you have to come into fight pose.
Right.
Okay, so everybody gets up in like different timings, right? So you have to be quick.
Right.
So in these things, I would get up first because like I'm athletic. So
Yeah.
these were the only things that were getting me noticed. Other than that, I was just like this quiet person that I'm so tiny compared to all the and the guys that were there were like all 7 feet and 6 feet four,
I would imagine like
and like
it's
so muscular and so big. So like I would like in when there's a picture also I would like just be like hidden, like you wouldn't notice me
like
in
a
the
little
crowd.
mouse.
Yeah. So I think in the tryout that's only these technical stand up and stuff I was just like quick, and like the cardio stuff I was good at because like I was an athlete, so that was in my favor. But those were the only things that got me noticed. Then we had this mic thing. This we have
The
to cut a
promo.
promo. Oh my God. First of all, talking in front of the mic is like, so I had this, it's a very embarrassing story, but I'll share it with you. So, this is to just tell you what kind of an introvert I am, okay? So, I used to sing in school, and when I turned into this co-ed school, first time like seeing boys, and then there was this tryout for a singing competition. So they gave us like a list of songs that you can sing from, and one of the songs, the only song in that list I knew was "Halo" from Beyonce. Okay, and that's like a very hard, intense song. So
Yeah,
I'm
it
like
is.
so nervous to go up on stage and sing because like there's an audience watching
How
me.
old were you when you were
I
doing that?
was in 11th standard.
So this was when you were well into the athletics and
Yeah, yeah.
everything,
Even I
right?
was very shy, very introverted, and like this whole concept of going up on stage and singing the song was like very, very scary for me. And then I was like, okay, it's okay. I signed up. I gave my name. I can do this. I can do this. All the way going up the steps, my like knees are shivering. And I'm like, after the last step, my legs like not going up on stage anymore. Anyway, I got to the mic, and when I started singing, I sang a whole other song. I didn't even sing Halo. I sang a whole other song. My voice is like shaking in between the song. And then I put the mic back and I'm like, this is the last time I'm ever doing this in my entire life. And then they're like, why did you pick this song? Because it's not in the list, right? I'm like, the words are not coming out of my mouth. They're like, it's okay, next. And then I went and sat there and I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
And now here you are trying to cut a promo.
Yeah, cutting back into it, I'm like, oh my God, we're back in this place. And there are 77 athletes there, men and women, and then they're all like so confident and so extra. And all of these athletes that
Was
were
it like
there,
something like roadies? Like I've seen these roadies
yeah, yeah,
auditions, so it was
it's
like that. They're
like
just like
that.
very extra.
Yeah. So now
Okay.
think you're being judged by like some of the most elite coaches from WWE. They're sitting there like
Like
a
any
panel.
familiar faces, like the ones who've come on TV.
No, only I don't know if you know Matt Bloom. He's been on.
Yeah, I know Matt Bloom. Yeah, he's a commentator and a sports commentator and
Yeah, yeah.
everything,
So
right?
he
Yeah.
was a head coach, and he was
I mean, I
also
don't
there.
know Matt Bloom. I know of Matt
Yeah,
Bloom.
yeah.
Like
So
I've seen him.
he was there too. He
Ah,
was
right.
also a wrestler.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think he went by the name Prince Albert in WWE.
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know you
yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
so he
yeah.
was also there. And some of these coaches, Coach Brookside,
Yeah. Okay, okay.
but he was like a wrestler in the UK and he was
Yeah.
very famous. He was also in the WWE. All of them were there. So like they are there judging you. And then
Okay.
there's all these athletes like fighting to get that chance to get this dream
Right,
job kind
right,
of a
right.
thing. And then now you have to put on your best show on the mic. I was just dying. And I'm like, so you get, so basically the project was you have to be on the mic, you have to cut a promo. The pitch is why should WWE take you as an athlete, and you have
Right.
to end with a killer statement.
Very reasonable question.
Okay, so to make the goal is you have to create some sort of impact. So I went in the day before, I went and asked every coach there like what should the promo, like what are you looking in a promo, what kind of promo, and they like, it's like, so all they told me was like you should look to create an impact.
Right.
Okay, you should make the audience feel something. So if you make the audience feel something, there's something about you that we'd like we'd, even
Right.
if it's like in a negative sense. Okay, like that's a bad heel
Yeah, the heel, yeah.
character. Even if it's in the good sense, like you should really feel what you're saying.
Right.
So try and create an impact. That was the only advice that I got from the coaches. And then I heard that like they're looking through your resume, and I heard that like if you've written things like extracurricular that you sing and stuff, they might ask you to sing. So I was like, oh my God.
Did you write
If
sing?
yeah,
Oh,
I wrote
shit.
that I used to sing in school. And I'm like, I want to like go back and
Really?
like scratch that.
The single most traumatic event from your school, you mentioned
Yeah.
that.
And I'm like, then I call up my sister and I'm like, what if they ask me to sing? What song do I sing? Should I practice like a song? And then my sister's like let me think and get back to you. Because they also used to sing. So they were like thinking like songs, because all the songs that we know are mutual. So and my sister calls me back in the morning, early morning, and she's like, I think you should sing We Will Rock You. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then she's like, you know, you can engage the audience, they can all go. And I'm like, please, I'm already stressed out. Do not make this worse for me. And then, okay, so we go, well, they're cutting promos, like my number is 63, so obviously mine was the 63rd promo, right? So everyone that went ahead of me were like all heel characters. Heel characters are people who are like
Bad,
very
yeah, the negative, yeah,
yeah
the bad guy.
yeah. So they all like, so I don't think they really understood the assignment of like what heel is and what baby face is. And like basically they're all trying to pitch that they're the greatest and they're so good and they deserve to be in the ring. And some girls are like, I'm the queen of the ring, I belong here, you guys don't even have a chance, go get your energy drinks because
Right.
you won't survive with me. And like all of those, I'm like, oh, they're so confident. I'm gonna die. So as I watch these promos, I'm just getting like more and more nervous. And then some of them didn't know English, so they cut their promos in Hindi. So I had no idea what was going
So
on.
that was fine. You can cut the promo in
Yeah,
your
you could do it
language.
in Hindi. Like you can do it in
Okay.
a language. But the thing is, these people don't know Hindi, and they're only asked to translate if they felt like the
There's
audience.
some energy or some
Yeah.
sort. Okay, right.
So
Was there an audience during this? Was there like a live audience doing this, or is it just in front of the
it's
WWE stuff?
it's WWE staff and the athletes, and there
Okay.
were some people who had come to watch.
So they did invite people to come and
Yeah,
watch.
but these are like important people, sponsors and things like that.
Right. Okay.
So even more pressure.
Right. Right. Right.
So they were asking some people to like say certain, like do some of their talents and stuff like that and
Right.
things like that. So it was like very, very, very intimidating. But by the time I got to my turn, I think so. The promo that I did was very introverty. So I was like a very baby face. So I like spoke from the heart, saying like. Um, Basically I told my story about like how Devil Circuit, and I don't want to talk about my accomplishments or like anything that I've done. I just want to talk about this one moment in my life that changed my perspective to how I compete and how I do these things. And it's how I try to do this wall. So you know that wall in Devil Circuit,
Yeah.
the 14-foot
Yeah.
wall,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically that wall, none of the women would do that wall because it was like too high at the time when I was competing. So everyone would just skip that wall and you go. So Devil Circuit, if you complete all of the obstacles, whoever finishes most obstacles in the minimum time wins. So all women used to just skip the wall. So we used to do 14 obstacles, and whoever finished that 14 obstacles in least time would win. Okay, so now if one girl did the wall, and even if she took 3 hours to finish it, she'd still win because she finished 15 obstacles,
Right.
right?
Right.
So nobody would attempt it, and like especially we were trying to win. So my competition, we just watch. Okay, that girl's not doing, so I won't do. So we would skip it. So this one race, I decided like screw this. I'm gonna just try. Even if I don't get it, it doesn't matter. Because one girl before me, she got it and she won. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. So I did this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I'm falling, and it's nowhere close to like holding this wall. Okay, I did 7 time, 8 time, 9 time, 10 times. Every woman competing in this race has already overtaken me. So now it's like either I get the wall if I want to be placed, or there's no chance I'm getting placed in this race. And also there's this other girl that's also leading in the leaderboard. So we are like neck to neck for first place to win the entire season. So if I don't get this wall, she's going to win the season, okay? Because I won't get placed. So the pressure is like really on. So I tried this 11 times and I fall. I tried 12 times and I fall. And 13 times, and like my hand, everything is bruised,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
my ankle is hurting. I don't know how I'm going to run the rest of the race. 14th time, I got it like with the tip of my finger at the edge, but there's like no grip on
No
it.
grip.
And then 16th or the 16th time or something, I was like, you know what? I should just like give it up because there's no point. Like I think I sat on the ground like cried for a bit. I'm like, what did I do? Why did I make this stupid decision? And the 17th attempt is when I like caught the wall. That like when I just absolutely refused it, I caught the wall with all my might. Like I got up and got into the wall, and I'm like, you know what? impossible really is an opinion.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not a fact. So that statement is what I end my speech for
You
the
gave your
promo.
promo, okay.
Yeah, and I think that gave everybody like goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
So as soon as so I was the only one who told like a true life story, and like so like it really like stuck with them.
Instead of just talking smack or like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like I didn't say like I'm the greatest here and I deserve this shot and like and I
Right.
said like so I just kind of shared that I love sports and this is my passion, and when I'm into something I give it like everything to be able to like give the best at it. So that's the mindset that I work at, and I know that impossible is an opinion. There's nothing that you cannot work to get.
Right.
So that was my talk about. So as soon as I finished, I was like, while I was giving the speech, my knees were like shaking and like my mic kept going down and stuff. But I was like speaking from the heart, so like they knew that
And you
I
gave it in
need,
English, of
yeah,
course.
and then they knew that I need a lot of work for my promos and stuff. But
Right.
but they were like very touched with the
She
story.
means well.
So as soon as I came and started, they called me like. As soon as I finished the promo, they called me to that panel table. I'm like, oh God, I think they're going to kick me out now itself.
Now it's
And then I was like, yes. And they're like, are you interested to move to the United States of America? And I'm like, yes, I'm very interested. So they're like, okay, they said you don't have any problem with your family if you had to move to the America. And I'm like, no, I do not have any problem. Like, are you married? I'm like, no. So they're like, okay, that's cool. And then I went back and sat. So actually, they don't reveal that you got selected to the WWE until
Okay.
like the entire tryout is over. But
Right.
I kind of already knew because they were already sold at that point.
Right.
But I didn't like share it with anybody else.
Right, right, yeah, no, good.
Because
Yeah.
and then we finished the rest of the tryout, and then after the promo, everyone, all the coaches were being like, you should do this, you should try this, be like more charismatic, try this, speak up more, and things like that. I was like, what is going on? And then after the tryout finished, they called like certain athletes for like, they said these were like backstage interviews, but they were like informing them if they got selected or not. So they called us and they told me that I've been selected, congratulations, and they like taped the whole like how you're feeling and what's your reaction to it. And I'm like, I cannot believe this, because I really thought I would be that one person that wouldn't get selected because I was just not fitting in with the crowd.
Right.
Because I could do the athletic stuff, but I
They're
couldn't
looking
do
for
the
something different. I think
yeah the
that's what they mean.
charisma and
Yeah.
the confidence, and to be so out of your character and to be not care what the crowd thinks. That was not me
Right.
going into this, and I'm like, are you sure? Kind of a whole thing. And then I don't think any of the people there would have thought that I was going to get selected, because that's how irrelevant I was at the tryout, how insignificant I was at this tryout.
Right.
So I didn't even tell anyone, and everyone's like, did you get selected, did you get selected? I'm like, no, I don't know, I didn't hear anything. But like 6 months later, the whole thing came out and
Did the
everything.
other girl from South get selected? The
No,
one
she
more.
actually dropped out after the second day because she felt like it was not for her.
Okay.
Because she wanted to, like, she's not ready to move to the US, and like she wants to
Right.
still compete in bodybuilding and things like that. So
Gotcha, okay.
she had a family, and so she dropped out the second day.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I got selected to
And
W.
they moved you into their recruiting training facility over there.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so basically this is how my call went after, like I'm calling my sisters after the trial. Chichi, I think I got selected. And she's like, what? You're going to the WWE? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they said that I have to like get my paperwork and everything done because I have to go to the. They're like, you're kidding. But I'm like, yeah. I didn't know. I mean, like, I didn't know if I actually wanted to do this. And it's like, yeah, you were yourself, right? It's okay. Maybe it's all part of God's plan and it'll all work out. But this is like behind the scenes of like how I got selected into this.
Dude, damn. And how long were you with the WWE?
So I was there for 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever get any TV time? Did you ever come on TV?
Yeah, so as a ref, I've got like lots of TV time, but not
Okay.
as a wrestler. I did do like in-house shows, but I didn't get TV. I was like too beginner in
Did you have a
compared.
character?
Yeah, I did.
Can I ask you what the character was?
Sure. So my character in WWE was this thing called Vish Kanya.
Okay.
So the story was.
Okay.
So Vish Kanya is supposed to be apparently in ancient India there was a king,
Who came up with this? Did they give you the character?
You
Or
have to come up with your own ideas and then pitch your ideas, and
Okay.
they can improvise on your idea, or they'll give you something they think that this right and they think this fits for you.
Which fits for you? Okay.
Yeah, or you can come up with your own stuff. Like it's a collaborative effort.
Okay.
But mostly they appreciate when you come up with it because you can more relate to it.
Right.
Sometimes people come up with things that are absolutely not them. So
Right.
then they say like, no, we want this. We see you as this, and we think that you can do this. So that's when they do. But this was more kind of from my side. So they want us to be like more native to like India, so like India can relate to it, kind of a thing. So I had actually some friends from here who were doing costumes and stuff. So they were working as a team to like come up with an idea, because I couldn't like find anything very Indian rooted to be able to do, because I feel like I was following a very Western culture and I was trying to fit
It
in.
is a Western concept, right? I mean, the whole
Yeah,
WWE
yeah.
thing is a Western thing.
And I've always like done all these cliche Western stuff. So to like find what identity I could get from India was like tough for me. So I had some friends help me up with coming up with this idea about Vishkanya. So basically the concept was in ancient India there was a king, and this guy was a very smart king. And instead of like every time a threat popped up, instead of sending armies of people to like start a war, what he did was he fed small babies poison till they got like tolerant of the poison, and he picked specific women to do this, to produce these beautiful young maidens, and then train them into being assassins. Okay, so these women who are assassins but were also very beautiful to look at were called Vishkanyas.
Okay. Is this an actual lore, or did you just come up with
It,
this?
it was like it's like a little bit mixed up below, like
Okay.
something like this,
Okay.
something between Medusa and Indian rooted.
So it sounds like legit anime shit. Like,
Yeah. So basically, these women, they were like sacred women.
Right.
They were isolated from society, and they had to
Right.
train, eat, and act a certain way, and they had to learn how to fight. So they were like trained assassins. So every time like someone challenged him or some threat popped up,
Right.
he would give them a Vishkanya, a
Oh,
maiden
right.
for them, and then these women would assassinate them. And
Okay.
you never hear about them again. So that
Okay.
he was a very smart king. This is how he dealt with people that were threats. So during the witch trials, all of the Vishkanyas started dying because they thought that they were poison ladies and they were different and they are
Right,
assassins
right,
and they were
right.
cursed to the society. So I was the last of the lineage that still had.
Right, right, right.
So I was the last remaining Vishkanya, and I'm
Right.
here to um, like stand up for my heritage, and
Right, right,
so that
right.
was my character. So,
Damn.
but since I was new, I was still baby face, like the good characters, like more like the powerful, empowered, like an assassin kind of. That was the vibe that I went with.
Right.
I was not the bad villain.
Right.
Yeah. Although, like towards the end, I felt like they wanted me to play more of the villain role.
Villain, yeah, heel.
Yeah, but I was like the good guy always, like. Yeah, but then now I wrestle with WXM,
Okay.
and like now that I've gotten confident in like now I don't care what people think about me.
You can cut promos like.
Yeah, I can cut promos, and
Shit.
so
You given TED Talks. I've seen you give TED Talks.
yeah, that's because I have to thank WWE for that. Yeah, so now that I'm confident, I've picked the heel
Okay.
character. So like now the
That's
minute
easier, is it? Like,
no, it's not. It's like I feel like you have to be very secure in yourself and confident in yourself, because the minute you walk in, people boo you. Yeah, because you're
right,
like the
right.
bad guy. And
Yeah,
then,
but you gotta feed off the booze. You
yeah,
gotta,
yeah. But you have to be a certain level of confidence in your character to be able to be that person.
But historically, if you see the guys who get over, like, isn't that the term? Like, get
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
audience
yeah.
most. Those are mostly heels.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
true.
usually the heel who gets over first.
But you would also notice that those are the more experienced people.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, that's why they get over, and that's how they can play that character. People think it's like more loose, like you get away with stuff more easily, but it's like a very, like you have to be experienced to be able to pull off that character.
Right.
So like now I'm the bad guy. So the minute I walk into the room, everybody's already booing, just like go back.
What's your character now? Because I don't follow this like, the WXM, so now I'll check it out though.
So it's not like the episodes are not out yet, so I'm not.
Then don't do it.
So I'm not officially allowed to
Cool,
reveal.
cool, cool.
But then Well, so like now when I walk out, like people boo me the minute I come in and they're like, go home, why are you here? We don't want to see you. Go back to. So I'm like, how are you going to like me when you don't even like yourself? All that jazz.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, but then I kind of feel like I'm in a much better place in terms of like being confident and
Okay.
like being able to talk to people and like being in the character and stuff.
Okay. Okay, I know like we discussed, like I don't want to get into like your dating profile and stuff, but do guys get intimidated when they approach you, like when they find out about your background and like, you know?
I don't know how to answer that. So I feel like the most annoying question, like when someone who's come from a background where you haven't done martial arts and you don't know what to say to a very fit person who does MMA and wrestling and all of that, is like, dude, I better be careful. Like, oh, that's such a turn off. Like, why would you say that? Because like, it's not like I'm going to sit and attack you, right? Yeah, but
Right.
I think like all MMA, I feel like it's like a common thing. Like MMA athletes get like, oh, we better be careful because you're an athlete that trains. Like, we're so intimidated by you. But I think like men who are like confident in their like whatever they are, they
Right.
understand that you're a woman in your sense and they help you be the feminine person that you are, even though you are more of like you're doing all of those masculine things like lifting and, you know, fighting and all of those things. I think men who are like confident in their character of like who they are and what they are, they're comfortable with who you are
Okay.
and they let you be feminine. But like men who find it in like they have some sort of insecurity or like they're trying to get to that level of you know, being strong and being confident in their body, they always find it as like intimidating. So I
Right.
guess there are those two types of categories.
Like, have you met guys who put you on a pedestal? Like, it's like that mommy complex. Like, because no, have you? I'm just asking.
Um, I guess I have like some. I'll tell you the weirdest experience I've ever had. So I had one guy ask like he was trying to hit on me or like trying to ask me out, but he was got very inappropriate and he didn't know how to like say what he was trying to say. So he asked me like, "Can I have your eggs?"
What?
Yeah, I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. I mean, like you are like so like your genes are so good. Can I have like just your eggs to like
Like,
you know have like strong kids? I'm like,
bro, are you trying to create like a super
I'm
soldier or
like,
something
I'm
like
like, how would you like
selective
it?
breeding?
How would you like it scrambled? No,
Oh,
but that was a one time very weird instance. I was like, what episode? But
oh
yeah,
shit. Okay, but like, okay. Now,
okay,
'cause since you had mentioned about the whole masculine feminine thing, I just want to know, like, because what all of this, what you're doing is what normally would be considered as traditionally masculine
yeah.
inclinations, right? Like, does it come second? Like, do you, like, even when I first met you, like, you came across as someone who is, yeah, you are fit. And when I, like, you know, when you see someone's resume, it's like, okay, this is a very competent person. She knows what she's doing. But it's not like you try to mask your femininity,
Yeah.
right? Like, does that come like that, the striking that balance? Does that come like second nature to you, or do you have to like make an effort? Like,
I think I think most MMA athletes are categorized as like especially the females are categorized as like masculine, you know, they have that boy cut and they don't care about how they look like and things like that. But I think I'm the girliest girl. Like it's very natural to me. Like I love ribbons and I love pink and I love everything girls do. I like getting my lashes done, nails done, and all of those things.
right?
The only reason I don't have my nails done is because
You'll have to wear gloves. I mean, you might
yeah,
have to punch somebody in the face.
it breaks when I lift and things like that. But I think feminine is like very natural to me, and I feel like I'm a feminine trying very hard to do masculine things.
Right.
But like now I've reached a phase that I'm comfortable doing like
Both.
you know lifting and things like that.
Right.
And I don't care so much about like the feminine masculine aspect of things. It's just
Okay. So it
it's
comes
it's
second
just me
nature.
now.
It just comes
Yeah,
natural for you. You
natural
struck a
for me.
balance.
Yeah.
Do you become like on a girls' night out? Do you become like the designated bouncer, like in case your girlfriends are getting
No,
drunk?
yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, you gotta get through to her to get to me.
I think my family, like,
She's not interested. Like, so please step away.
and I think it's my family. They think like we're all women, so
Right.
they just assign all the lifting work and all the hard work to me. And like, groceries, there's 4 bags. None of them will carry one. Like, oh, it's okay, Sanjana can do it. I'm like, hello guys, you can like pick one each,
I don't get paid for this.
And like just because I go to the gym doesn't mean. And then like they're so used to me opening the doors for them that they stand next to the door and like look at me like, why are you not opening it? And I'm like, hello,
Right.
open your own door. And I'm so used to like opening doors for them that I now do it for everybody.
Right.
Like so like now like even when I go on dates I'm like opening the door for like no I'm supposed to do that. Yeah,
Right. Dude, that's crazy.
yeah,
Like, so anyway, High Rocks.
yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
So High Rocks is the new, like I think the most biggest fitness spoken sport of right now, like the biggest fitness event in the market right now.
Okay.
It's the fastest growing sport right now after MMA.
Okay.
It's a fitness event. Basically, it's like you run 8 kilometers and you do 8 components. So between each component, you're going to run 1 kilometer. So basically, you run 1 kilometer, you ski erg for 1,000 meters, you run 1 kilometer, you push a sled for 50 meters, you pull a sled for 50 meters, you run 1 kilometer, so on. Like that, you have 8 workouts,
Okay.
and then between each workout, you run a kilometer. So it's
Damn.
essentially a very hard fitness race. But as long as you're working out and you're functionally fit, you can complete this race.
Okay.
Most people do it to just complete it and like be in the environment of like, it was really hard, but we were able to do it and everybody was doing it. And it's so inspiring to see X, Y, Z person do it. But once you do it, you're like, oh, I want to beat this time and I want to get better at this and I want to be able to do
Yeah.
this. And then
Right.
you
Right.
get into it. And then you're like chasing times and trying to make it into the leaderboard and into the Elite 15 or like get podium places and things like that. That's what High Rocks is.
So you're trying to bring that to Cochin? You're doing training, right?
Yeah, so now I think there are only 3 races this year in India. It's come for the first time in India.
Okay.
So one was in Mumbai, one is in Delhi, one in Bangalore next year, but I think they'll do another event in Mumbai.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people all around, like people who are like into fitness and like competing. I mean, like not competing per se, people who go to the gym for a long time has found some sort of purpose to train because now
Right.
there's a workout that everybody's doing together. It's in like something to train for kind of a thing.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
lots of people are training for this and going. So I'm also one of those people
Okay.
training. And next month I have a race.
Oh.
I'm trying to get more people. Like I feel like things reach Cochin much later than it reaches everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, tier two city, right? Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
So I don't think people in Cochin know much about High Rocks and what the event is and like if they can even complete it. So I'm trying to get like mini challenges here, trying to get like a group to train for High Rocks. So I'm not training alone. So also other people experience it. Like people who are already fit, been training, want to give it a shot and like I think it's like all over Instagram now. Like
It is. It
every
is. It is.
reel
It's
that you
like
scroll through.
I've had one more guest. Like when I first started, I don't know if you know her, Nitya Nilampat. She's
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
so
I saw that.
she's also a pretty good friend, and she's also she's a power lifter. I mean, she got into fitness of powerlifting. I
Okay.
think she and her sister had competed in the High Rock Challenge, and
Oh,
even she
nice,
was
nice.
telling me like you should try it. But I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then you sent me that schedule. And I was
Challenge.
like, nope. Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
It's like. Do one exercise, one really like it's like how long was the sled push and pull? The sled push like
50 meters.
yeah, 50 meters of sled push and then run 1 kilometer after that. We're like,
It's not the 50 meters, it's the weight, 150
yeah,
kilos.
150 kilos of 50 meters and then run 1 kilometer after that. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
not yet. Maybe we'll see like next
Yeah.
year or something.
But Hyrox is definitely something you have to train for before you go because it's
Yeah,
not a
I would expect that.
cakewalk.
Yeah, I would expect that.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, the the fact of training for this, you see so many things. Like once you start like training for this kind of a race, you start including a lot more cardio. You regularize your running. You do functional training. So even though you're just training for the event, you get so much fitter, and you do focus on all
Yeah,
of these
yeah,
things.
right,
So because and now you have a reason to train for this because you can't slack because this event is coming up and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just one final thing. what motivates you? Like, what makes you like get up in the morning? And I know you're like this. You are an all-round athlete at this point. You know, you've been through fire. But if you had to tell people out there?
I think so. Like since I studied sports psychology, I said there are two types of motivation, right? There's something called extrinsic motivation and something called intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic is when you rely on other things to be motivated, like you do it to get a six-pack abs, or you're doing it to win a race, you get a medal, you look a certain way. So these are the things like achievement based external
Basically.
factors that's giving you the motivation. And intrinsic is what comes from within, like you're doing it to achieve a certain level, you want to get better, you want to be better than yesterday, you have long-term goals, your well-being matters to you. It's all of those factors that are not like rewarding on the outside but rewarding on the inside.
Okay.
So I think when I started out, all of my motivation was extrinsic. Like I want to be the best. It's like all ego oriented. Like I want to be first. I want to be noticed. I want to be able to do X, Y, Z. I want to get this timing. I want to get that. But now it's more like the impact that I'm making through my journey. So it's more intrinsic. So that's why I'm able to stay with this a lot longer.
Right. But
Like
that's something that comes with a little maturity, right?
yeah,
As you
definitely.
get older,
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah, but you'll also notice there are like two types of people. The one that wants to like, who measures their goals and, they'll take it step by step rather than like if the other person is like, you give a shortcut and be like, okay, this works. I'll take this fat burning pill and if it makes me lose 5 kgs in a
But
month.
that's again governed by their extrinsic goal, right?
Yeah.
Just because for them it is just about like weight loss and getting that six pack or getting lean or looking good with the shirt off.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I think if you are intrinsically motivated, it's a lot longer for you to stay for it in a long time.
Right.
I've been doing this for 15 years, right? So 15 years, that's excluding the years that I completed as an athlete. 15 years of being in the gym, going every day. So I think now it's become a lifestyle. I think I've become mature enough to understand like what I've been doing this for. But like
Okay.
what wakes me up in the morning is I don't think I know anything else other than like other than like health and fitness and like helping other people. I think as long as one person is getting better in their life and I'm making an impact in somebody's life, as well as my journey of staying healthy and people watching me in my journey and getting inspired by this, I think that's my purpose of like, okay, I got to do this
Okay.
kind of a thing.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. I think that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. It has
Thank
been
you.
awesome. Long overdue.
Yeah.
Yes. And stay tough. Keep being a badass. Keep conquering.
Awesome.
And maybe next year we can like train together or probably like get you to help me out with high rocks
Definitely.
or something similar. I do want to do. I was contemplating maybe like considering doing like Devil Circuit or something next year. Before I get to high rocks, like do like a slightly smaller ones.
Yeah. I can guarantee you in 2 years you'll be like, or not even 2 years, 1 year you'll be like, you know what, everyone's doing the side rocks. I want to do this too.
Yeah. So I'm a slave to trends, dude. When I just see like everybody else, especially the ones like, oh, he did it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm doing it. And now when you and Nitin are doing like, oh, please, man, these guys will kick my ass. When I see like somebody I know, like, wait a minute, this guy did it, like, I'm going to
Yeah, but I'm sure you'll come around and you'll be like, yeah, you know what?
yeah,
I
maybe.
can do this.
Yeah, probably really. By the way, are you still in town? You still training high rocks? Yeah, like, cool. All right, dude. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.